The Salinas was something worth discovering. I had gathered some information on the place.
Le sel se produit ici. Il va chercher.
Not all correct information. I was led to believe it was not a functioning salt mine anymore, but just a tourist attraction. The salt builds in this huge crater where it's below sea level.
Giddies! Giddies!
That's the Spanish slang for tourists, by the way. They come in busloads and stay about an hour. Insurance guidelines don't recommend more than 15 or so minutes submerged in this salty bouillon. Since we're not tourists, we veered from the groups to explore, as well as setting Nat free, with nothing more than her 8-liter water shoes between her and the sharp crystallized salt. And the salt is still harvested, but it no longer is the white gold it used to be. Salt from Cape Verde was once a prized commodity shipped all over. Then the prices crashed and the mine utilities were abandoned and rendered worthless. But then the tourists came. More than 1,000 each day come here. For us northerners, it reminds us of ice. Looks and feels the same under our feet. Just a lot hotter and saltier. A little like Nat is being here. I don't know how she can lay there. The water lightly stings and the crystals are razor sharp. She's tough-skinned, I guess. The resilience of Cape Verdeans is prolific. Nothing has grown here but salt. They've suffered slavery, famines, and diseases. And now the tourist invasion. Yet they have overcome and survived continuously. One thing Sal has besides salt and fish is golden beaches. And beaches attract tourists. And tourists want attractions like floating in brine like in the Dead Sea. Don't try to put your head underwater. It stings inside your nose and tastes awful. The buses had shipped a load of people back to their hotels and resorts along the golden beaches of the south. And we had the place to ourselves for a while, to bob about like bath toys. It seems like we're touching ground, but we're not. We're completely weightless. You stand up straight and topple over like a weeble. Then we went to the mosh pit.
If you really love me, you gotta go down for me. If you trust me, you gotta go down for me. Say you really need me, you gotta go down for me. Go down south, go down south. If you really love me, you gotta go down for me. If you trust me, you gotta go down for me. Say you really need me, you gotta go down for me. Go down south, go down south. All the talking blue about you loving me and missing me. The only words that I hear you gotta prove to me. You ain't just here for a night, a week, a month. Talking real good, boy, now put the words in just up front. You know how to play the field, you know how to keep it real. I like how you play the game and make me cry out your name. Now I'm looking out for, I don't wanna keep score. I want us to be more, if you won't want us no more. Keep telling me that it's all good, girl, it's alright. And every time you hit it, then you say you got to ride. Tell me tomorrow you will say and spend the night. Another little excuse, boy, what you gotta hide. I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend that you just pretend to stay. Hey, I won't look the other way. Head on, it's wrong, I'm strong, and I won't take it no more. If you really love me like you tell me, get more. If you really love me, you gotta go down for me. If you trust me, you gotta go down for me. Say you really need me, you gotta go down for me. Go down south, go down south. If you really love me, you gotta go down for me. If you trust me, you gotta go down for me. Say you really need me, you gotta go down for me. Go down south, go down south.
Nat was game on making me into a mandingo. She's a pretty good mandinga herself. Another load of tourists came, so we beat feet. when we weren't stuck in the mud. My makeover was complete. Now we wait for the mud to dry and keep on walking. We're starting to dry and looking like a couple of walking dead. The GoPro was taking a beating. Salt was beginning to coat the casing. I could barely rinse it off. We eventually dried off, then washed the dried cake mud in a salt pond, and showered. There are showers to rinse off, thank goodness.
Well, we're off again. After 2 days, 2 nights spent at the Salinas at Pedra De Lume, frolicking around in the mud and bouncing around, floating around in the salt water. We're off to Santa Maria. It's about 7-10 miles from here. It's all downwind. So far conditions are absolutely perfect, beautiful. One of the first times or a few times I have full sails up, sailing downwind. Waves aren't big, it's fabulous. By the way, the anchorage there where we were, very nice, very nice. Not too much movement, one of the calmest anchorages that we've been at. So no one goes there, so it's a recommend on my book if you trust my opinion.
We had circumnavigated 1/3 of the island. Next stop is Santa Maria, the most popular holiday destination in Cape Verde. It's said to be loaded with big, all-inclusive resorts lining the golden sand beaches. We're not so big on these kinds of places, but you can't judge by hearsay. We're going to hear and say for ourselves. We were going downwind all the way. I considered the spinnaker, then considered we were in Cape Verde. The wind will blow, so we sailed at broad reach with just one jibe midway on.
Enchendo da minha vida, minha desventura que dá conta minha cresceu, tudo condense frio, não sei.
J'aime bien l'autoroute ici, il n'est pas payant. Il n'y a pas de radar, il n'y a pas de feu rouge. À part que de temps en temps, je dévie un peu trop, mais ça va. Heureusement qu'il n'y a pas de trafic, hein, parce que sinon, je ferai du dégât. Je suis une femme, je ne sais pas faire 2 choses à la fois. Parler et conduire, c'est un peu difficile.
The wind did increase, and it would have been just too much for the spinnaker. As we got around the south of the island, wind was at a beam and steady. There were traffic and obstacles to watch out for. We did a reconnaissance tour until we found what we were looking for.
Here we are in Santa Maria, Whole different scene. Almost feel like we're in Europe. Yachts, jet skis, water skiers, windsurfers, everything. It looks pretty cool. The water looks amazing here. So we're gonna drop the anchor somewhere over there.
We found a good spot. Nat and Wint checked the mantis anchor. It was well dug into the sand. We took a nap and went for a look ashore. It was late in the day, so it was pretty quiet. Earlier in the day, it's another story. This is what it's like. This is the fish market. I bought 1.5 kilos of tuna steaks here one time. Lasted 3 days.
Cada volta que o mundo dá, entra trazendo dor que te chega mais pra ver. Mundo, tem rolado comigo num jogo de cabra cega, sempre a perseguir. Cada volta que o mundo dá, ele tá trazendo dor que tá te gamar.
This is the most European of towns we've visited. Lots of shops, bars, and restaurants catering to the foreigners on this main mall-like street. We had not had a Euro-infused gastronomical experience for months.
So far Santa Maria looks pretty cool. Not so touristy as we thought it would be. Lots of authenticity here. We reserved a table at a superb restaurant that I read about called Chez Pastis. We're gonna splurge one good restaurant. They have Brazilian beef. I haven't had a steak in months.
On the way back to Galapan, we bar hopped. It was a Thursday night, so lightly lively. Anyways, tomorrow we want to see if the beach is as nice as it is said to be.
Shining in my once again.